Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I thought I needed closure to move on until I didn't. I thought peace would come when I had all the answers, but peace found me when I stopped chasing it. Today, I want to talk with the part of you that's exhausted from trying to make sense of everything. I want to talk with you to the part of you that lies awake at night, replaying old conversations, wishing that you had said something different or gotten an apology that you felt that you deserved. This is about finding peace without tying up every loose end, because I had to learn that also, guys. Sometimes the healing comes when you surrender the need to know. Share a personal story, share a moment when you couldn't move forward because you were waiting for the answers that never came. Share that story, guys, in the comments section. Whether it comes from a relationship, from a family member, or a diagnosis that you got, or maybe it was from a betrayal. I used to believe that closure meant getting the full truth, hearing the right words. But sometimes that never comes, Have you ever held yourself back waiting for someone to explain why they hurt you? Let me tell you what I discovered about silence. In the stillness, I realized something powerful. Peace doesn't come from people validating your worth or fixing the past. It comes from surrender, guys. It comes from letting go of control, releasing the need for answers, and simply being. Just being. Once I stopped chasing closure and started listening inwardly, inwardly, everything shifted. I found myself resting more. I found myself mentally and physically, shifted. I wasn't as eagerly triggered, by something somebody said or something somebody did. I noticed gentle nudges from God. Small confirmations in everyday moments, like a song, or maybe a breeze that felt so good, and that wasn't nobody but God. Or maybe it was a random scripture. You hear that thundering and lightning outside? Wow. So the silence didn't mean nothing happened, guys. It meant healing was happening. And that brought peace. Peace to me, peace of mind. I learned that not every story needs an ending. Some things are meant to be released, not resolved. Comment below, what's one situation in your life that you've tried to make sense of but still don't fully understand? Surrender isn't giving up, guys. Surrender isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's like unclenching your fists after holding your fists so tight, you know, or, maybe it's like dropping a heavy bag that you've been carrying for miles, and then you can finally breathe once you let it go. When you surrender, you stop fighting battles that never was yours to win. You give that to God. Let God fight your battles. You stop wrestling with the past, trying to control what's ahead. Or maybe stop trying to prove your worth. Why would you want to prove your worth to people who are not validating you in the first place? That's when calm sets in. Not because life is perfect, but because you're no longer at war with yourself. What would it feel like to stop needing to be right and just be free? You hear that? Thunder. Letting go didn't leave me empty. It made room for more, guys. I gained peace in my mind, peace of mind. The kind of peace that doesn't shake with every storm. Listen to that storm. That's confirmation right there. Nothing but God. I started hearing from God more clearly. Not through loud signs, but quiet clarity and blessings. It came in ways I didn't expect, through people, through moments, even opportunities that aligned effortlessly once I stopped forcing things. Surrender didn't take something from me, guys. It gave me everything I truly needed. I made room for peace when I stopped filling my mind with what ifs. What if I did this? What if that didn't happen? What if they didn't? You don't have to solve it. You don't have to solve it, guys. To survive from it. You don't have to. You can survive it. Sometimes the answer is peace itself. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but if no one ever gives you closure, you can still give yourself peace. And that peace is a gift no one else gets to control. Excuse me. If you're allowed to be free, even without all the answers, if this spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Share this video with someone who's trying to heal, guys. And let me know in the comments, what does peace look like for you right now? So guys, until next time, you have a great day.